Well, here's my slightly late update for June of 2025. Normally I follow this process. I talk about AI progress in intelligence and timelines, agency and robotics, and AI risk with misuse, alignment, failure, and disruption. I'm going to do a slightly different thing today. I'll mention briefly alignment failure, but then focus on a demo of really, I think, the most dramatic progress with AI, which is AI writing code. So you probably saw we had Grok endorsing Hitler last month. And perhaps slightly good news, the moratorium which President Trump, the Trump administration had proposed against any AI regulation for 10 years was thrown out by the Senate, 99-1. So I think that's a drop of sanity there, because we're certainly going to need some regulation in the next 10 years. But let's focus for a second on the most dramatic, I think, progress in terms of intelligence, in terms of timelines of how long a task, and in terms of agency, and that is AI writing code. And the leading tool for that, which is what I use and our company uses, is Cursor. And according to one of the founders, Cursor is now writing 1 billion lines of code, which are accepted and used per day, which is a significant proportion of all the computer code written in the whole world. So it was occurred to me that many of my viewers might not ever sort of have seen Cursor writing code, so I thought I'd do a demo. So I powered up Cursor just a couple of hours ago, and I gave it this paragraph telling it that I wanted to write a CRM, customer relationship management system. And I gave it just a few hints about the architecture. I want something ready for enterprise. I want it to be multi-tenant, Python backend, React front end, and here it is. It's writing out the plan. It's planning out the structure. Let me see if I can speed this up a little bit. It's planning out the file structure. It's writing a detailed plan for about 16 weeks or so. And then it's going to saving the plan to the disk. I started with a completely empty project, and now it's going to start writing code. So it copied the plan into a task list, so it's actually starting to check things off against the task list. It's created a backend folder, it's created a front-end folder, it's created a scripts folder. It's worked out all of the libraries that the Python libraries that it needs. It's creating a configuration file, config.py. And I configured it to not stop and ask for permission, just to keep running. And I let it run like this for about, I think it was about 1 hour and 20 minutes. And then at the end of that, so I'm going to skip forward, but it kept writing code, front-end code, back-end code, unit tests for a good while there. And then I had some problems. So when it finished after 1 hour and some, there were some errors. So I just took those errors, copied it back into the AI agents and fixed these errors. And then there were some features that were, some basic features that were missing. I said, add this feature, add that feature. I prompted it, maybe 4 or 5 times in total. And so let me show you what it came up with. Okay, so here's the login screen. So I can create a company. So let's call it the XYZ company, XYZ at xyz.com. In healthcare, and I can now search as I type for different companies. And now let's say I've got an opportunity, I've got a customer opportunity to sell to that company, and it's a big sale, and it's now at the value proposition stage, probability of 50%, $200,000 opportunity, and I think that I can close that in October. I can add contacts for that company, I can add leads, and here you can see on the dashboard, that's my opportunity appearing, that I just put in, appearing in October. So you can see this is like a skeleton CRM, but it's actually a functional CRM system, which it wrote in a couple of hours with just a few minutes of my time. And so if you think about it, this was 2 hours using Claude for Sonnet on the Cursor development environment. I spent maybe 15 minutes in total, sort of 5 minutes from the prompt, and here and there a couple of minutes to tell it, oh, fix the bug or add the chart and that kind of thing. It actually completed in those 2 hours 6 weeks of its own project plan. So it estimates that a team would take 6 weeks to build that, which may not be unrealistic, I think. It wrote 7,000 lines of code in that time. And it produced a functionality which is probably not that different from Salesforce.com, which is the leading CRM in the world in 1999. So this is very disruptive, and I must set myself a software engineer as well. And it's magical and terrifying to see AI writing code so quickly, so well. This is going to disrupt the SaaS market. In the last 20, 30 years, there was this big move from companies writing their own software, building their own software, to companies buying off-the-shelf software. That pendulum is going to swing right back. Companies are going to think we can now build our own software using AI. We don't need to pay money to Salesforce.com and others. Salesforce.com, by the way, is more than 10% of the SaaS market, $300 billion SaaS market, whatever, 30 billion is Salesforce.com, ticker CRM. And there are, but depending on estimates, between 27 to 47 million professional developers who make their money by writing code. And I'm not saying they'll all be unemployed, but I think a year or two from now, none of them will be writing code because each month, even more, AI is just much better than any of us at writing code. So this feels like a big moment. I remember when Deep Blue beat Kasparov at chess, which was sort of a humiliation to humanity, but chess is a game. Now AI can clearly write code better than humans in most circumstances, not in all circumstances, but in most circumstances, and we can start to get soon sort of an intelligence explosion where computers can code themselves way better than humans and way faster than humans. So scary and exciting times ahead. Thank you.